Hello, this is Dr. Janet Six, Senior Product Manager at Tom Sawyer Software, and today we're going to talk about how to use Swimlanes in Tom Sawyer Perspectives. A swimlane consists of a header and a body enclosing nodes that are associated with a swimlane. It has a set of properties that control its appearance, such as the header text and the background color of the header or the body. Then, the swimlane width or height is calculated automatically by the layout algorithm. A swimlane pool contains the swim lanes and also has a set of properties that control its appearance. You can combine a vertical swim lane pool with a horizontal swim lane pool to get a two-dimensional swim lane or matrix layout. In today's video, we're going to add one-dimensional swim lanes and then two-dimensional swim lanes to this application, which is visualizing a telecommunications network. We open the application in Perspectives Designer, then go to the Schema editor and add schema elements for the swim lanes. First, we're going to add a vertex element for the vendor swim lane. And now we're going to add an attribute to contain the name. And we're going to make this the identifier. Now we go to the device element and we're going to add an attribute to point to the vendor swim lane element. The next step is to go to the data integrator and bring swim lane information into the model. We go to the binding section and open up the model element types. Then we choose vendor swim lane. We're going to refresh our data. Then we're going to choose the part that has the swim lane information and then bind it to the name attribute. Now that we have the swim lane data, we're going to update our drawing template. First, we're going to add a new swim lane pool template for vendors. So we'll update the template name. And here is where we specify that this swim lane pool is vertical. Next, we're going to add a swim lane template. So we're going to update the template name. And here's where we're going to define the text that shows in the header of the swim lane. We open the expression builder, then the model element types, and then the vendor swim lane. And there is our name attribute. We select and then click OK. Next, we're going to increase the size of the font. We choose Select and then 24. Click OK. And now we'll choose the color for the header background. We'll use our color picker and choose a yellow. And then OK. The next step is to add the swim lanes to our drawing view. The first thing that we need to do is to add the swim lane pool. So here we're going to enter the information for the description, then the swim lane pool ID, and then the drawing ID. And here we have an option to order the swim lanes based on a variety of factors. Well, we're going to choose none so that the layout algorithm can put the swim lanes in the most effective order. And we click OK. Now we're going to add a new domain rule for the vendor swim lanes that we just added to the schema. We're going to click OK. Select. And now for each vendor that we have in the model, we're going to add a swim lane in our vendor pool. So we're going to update the description. And then the ID. We want this swim lane to be associated with a particular vendor. So we open our expression builder, we see our elements and attributes from the schema, and we select name. And then we specify that the swim lane will go into the vendor swim lane pool. Now we're going to move each element in the network to the swim lane for its vendor. So we open the rule sheet for devices and add a new action to set the swim lane for each device element. So we're going to update the description. We're going to designate which node and designate the swim lane for the vendor of that element. We click OK, and then we're going to start our web preview to see our application. And there is our drawing view with the swim lanes for the vendor. Next, we repeated these steps, but this time for horizontal swim lanes to indicate the antenna size. We show the resulting rule sheet, which moves the network devices into the swim lane for their antenna size. Here at the bottom of the rule sheet, you can see the Set Swim Lane action. Now let's go back to the web preview and see the two-dimensional swim lanes in our drawing view. In today's video, we discuss swim lanes, swim lane pools, and how to add one-dimensional and two-dimensional swim lanes to your Perspectives application. Thanks for joining us. Contact Tom Sawyer Software today to start your free trial of Tom Sawyer Perspectives.